Yo, what's up, guys? We're back at it, and we got to talk prospects. When you think about the history of some of the NFL teams and how they had players on a team that made an impact, the Detroit Lions desperately need that. Now, I know the safety position is one of the positions that the Lions have a need for, but when you think about safeties back in the days that played for their respective teams, guys like Brian Dawkins, what he brought to the table every single game, you want that same thing in Detroit. You want Detroit to be able to have a guy that's a tone setter, like a Brian Dawkins was in Philadelphia. You think about how good Brian Dawkins was for that football team. He was a great player, man. And then when you think about teams like the Steelers and how they had Troy Polamalu and how versatile and how good he was, whether if it was coming up in the box and hitting somebody and being like that linebacker or picking off a pass. Troy brought the heat in Pittsburgh. When it was cold outside, Troy Polamalu was there. You have to think about the history of the greats. And the Lions need an impact safety. Now, I don't know who they're going to decide to take as safety. There's a lot of safeties coming in this draft. But we got to get ready to get a tone setter. We have to be ready to go out and draft impact players this season. Glover Quinn probably was the best safety that I saw with the Detroit Lions when it came to being a ball hawk. He brought it. And I got to respect that, man. I think that was probably Detroit's one of their best trades ever in history, getting Glover Quinn. But now the future is now. And you got to ask yourself, will the Detroit Lions be able to find that safety that's versatile? That safety that's like a Jamal Adams. That safety that's like a Budda Baker. Will they be able to find that type of guy? And I'm not saying that they got to be just like those guys, but I'm talking about making an impact. Guys like Ronnie Lott, Steve Atwater. I had to go back in history on you guys. John Lynch, Ed Reed. What Ed Reed brought to the Baltimore Ravens defense. One of the best safeties of all time. You want that for Detroit. That's why I say this season is so critical for the Lions to draft right and to be able to find some impact players that's going to turn this team around. And I believe that the Lions can do it. We need to find guys that are going to make an impact in the NFL. When you look at the Lions defense, there's no names over there that you're really afraid of. That you got to say, I got to watch out for number 21. I got to watch out for number 54. I got to watch out for number 97, whoever. You don't have that. And the Detroit Lions so desperately need to find talent at that position. So having your own personal Ed Reed, Brian Dawkins, Troy Polamalu, Budda Baker, Eric Waddle, whoever, it's time to go get that guy in the draft. It's time to go get somebody that's going to be a tone setter. And today I bring to you Bryan Cook out of Cincinnati. This kid is reliable. This kid is aggressive. He's a physical tone setter. His versatility and what he brings to the position. Really just getting more snaps this season with Cincinnati. Bryan Cook is definitely one of the best safeties in this draft class. Now, I don't know where I'll put a number at on Cook because guys, what I think about Kyle Hamilton. I definitely think that Kyle Hamilton definitely could be that candidate to be a guy that would be able to turn the back end of Detroit Lions defense around. But this is not about him. This is about Bryan Cook. I definitely think that this kid is talented. He's shown a lot of versatility, being able to play single high, being able to play the slot, being able to play down on the box. Reminds me when he comes up for the run like a Buda Baker. He comes in and makes plays like Buda Baker would do. Come up and hit the guy. And you need that in Detroit. You need a guy that's terrific when it comes to going downhill. He's solid in coverage. Probably can get a little bit better. The same thing how Buda Baker was. Buda Baker was very, very raw. And I feel like this kid right here is very raw. He can make an impact, and definitely he's going to be at the Senior Bowl. So I know that the Detroit Lions will have eyes on him because they will be there. They'll be coaching up some of these guys. And Bryan Cook is no slouch, man. I love his physicality, man. We need somebody in Detroit that's going to be a physical tone setter. We need somebody that's going to be a physical presence at safety. Will Harris could not do that for us. Tracy Walker, he played well at times, and I got to give it to him. Tracy Walker definitely would probably be that strong safety more so than a free safety. Being a ball hawk, he's more of a guy that's going to rack up the tackles like a Buda Baker. But you need that guy that's going to be / ball hawk / linebacker, pretty much. Somebody that's not afraid to come up and hit. Because let's face it, guys, the safeties do a lot in the NFL. Whether it's coming down on the box, playing in the slot, running down to cover ground to stop a run, and being able to get back into your breaks and drop back into coverage. The safety is one of the most versatile positions in the NFL. And you got to go find a stud. You got to find somebody that's going to be aggressive. Somebody that's going to be a physical tone setter in Detroit. Because ultimately, guys, this is what the Detroit Lions need. They need somebody that's going to set the tone in Detroit. We haven't had that. We haven't really had that guy since Grover Quinn. Now, Tracy Walker has been okay when it comes to just being able to rack up tackles. But I'm just talking about being a guy that can make plays, because you're looking at, when you look at the safety position, you're looking at a playmaker. Safeties make a lot of plays, whether they're stopping a run or picking a pass off. And there's not too many guys that are like a Ed Reed, especially right now in the league. Ed Reed was great at the safety position. He can come off on the box, sack the quarterback. He can stop a run in the backfield, and he was a ball hawk. It's not too many guys like that. And that's something that we need to find in Detroit. We need our own personal Brian Dawkins. We need our Troy Polamalu. We need our Steve Atwater, Ronnie Lott, Jamal Adams, Buda Baker. Somebody that's going to be a physical presence and set the tone and let every team know that every single game I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. And I'm going to make play after play after play until you recognize that the Lions have somebody that ain't about no games. So definitely, guys, I bring to you Bryan Cook. I definitely think that this kid is solid. I'm not going to say he's the greatest safety in this class because there's so many safeties. But what he brings to the table, versatility and being a physical tone setter, that's just something that I like. He's aggressive. He's reliable. He had over 96 tackles this season. So definitely he can get in there. So all right, you guys, always keeping it raw. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because we'll be coming with more prospects.